Hey, it's Chaplain John, and we're on Chaplain Chat or Chaplain John. And Alicia and I, we've done this many a times.
Yes.
We have many a times. And actually, we're outside at the Cafe 210, which is really nice today. A little
It's
courtyard
beautiful.
area. And they have it right outside there doing it. And Alicia called me, oh, I don't know, a week ago, I guess. I
Yeah,
guess.
it was a few days ago.
Yeah,
It was Saturday, I
and
believe.
it was great to
Friday,
connect
Saturday.
again. And you know, it was so great catching up. And then you shared with me, I'll call it the motel,
Yeah.
the, the story of the motel. And yeah, tell me the story of the motel.
Well, I took my grandson with me, and because Joe, he works out of town now, and we had been
How
telling
old your
him,
grandson?
like 3 years old.
3 years old.
3 years
Okay, all
old.
right. All right.
And he's he remembers everything you tell him. I mean, he this kid is so stinking smart, not just because he's mine, he really is smart. Um, but we had been talking about the beach was going to get a room with the beach in it, which a beach is a swimming pool to
Yeah.
him. Okay.
Oh, okay. Beach is a swimming
Right.
pool.
So we found
Gotcha.
right, but this
Yeah.
here it was just an oversized jetted tub. Okay.
Oh, cool as
So
that.
he
Yeah.
thought the beach was going
That's
to
what
get him a
you,
room.
yeah.
So when we get there, they gave our room away, and I was upset, and didn't respond to that or react to it very well, to be honest with you. But I got my point across. I was mad that they gave my grandson's
And
beach
you
away,
reserved it and
and
everything. Yeah.
yeah, and so I had them to put me in one the following day. But I had asked the guy. I said, "Do you guys have one available?" And he says, "No, not now. We'll have one available tomorrow." I said, "Okay, put us in it." And he says, "Come back at 11 o'clock." And I'm almost positive he said it was management that was going to be there. And I go there, and he had already explained to the lady what had happened. And the lady said, "There's none available." I said, "I know there's none available right now." I said, "But after it gets cleaned up, they check out and clean up, I would like to be put in that room." She said, "There's none available." So 3 times she said that. So I explained to her I understand English, and I heard what she said the first 3 times, but she wasn't aware that I had already been told that there was going to be a room available. So I go and I walk out, and I get in the car and I get on my phone, go onto the internet, and it says one room left. So I rented that room, and I went back in, and she said, "You didn't understand me? There's none available." And I said,
I know you, and
I, I,
I know what's
wasn't
coming
I
up.
wasn't
You don't
nice,
mess.
but yeah,
Yeah,
I said,
yeah,
I know there's not because I just rented the thing,
yeah, yeah.
and I was
No.
like, and and then I asked her. I said, I have a question for you, and she said, "What's that?" And I said, "Why do you insist on continue to lie to me for?" She
Whoa,
says, "What do you mean?" And I said, "Really? Must I explain?" Okay,
whoa.
well, let me explain. And by this time, there's
And your
other customers,
grandson is with
and
you.
my grandson was there. And I wasn't very nice. I wasn't mean, but I wasn't very nice. And we go to the room, and then I got to feeling bad because it's like I should not have handled it like that for my grandson to
Who's
see.
convicting you?
Oh, the bully.
Oh, better
Abs-
believe it. Yeah, oh
Absolutely.
yes. Even though there's a part of me thinking, well, you're right to be upset and
Yeah,
angry, but
right.
go ahead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Um, and my grandson, he feeds off of our vibes, which most
Yes.
kids most kids do.
Yeah.
And so I had to take him down there, and I wanted him to see me and hear me apologize,
Wow.
even though I was not the one in the wrong.
Right.
You know, but I said, I just want to apologize. I'm very sorry because I got short with you. And then I had my grandson to apologize and say what he was apologizing for, because he was feeding off
Oh
of
yeah.
my.
So you're both. Yeah.
Yes. And then she got big tears in her
Oh
eyes
my
and she
gosh.
apologized.
This is powerful,
So um yeah, it's you know, it, I'm hoping I know it did something for me.
and it
I
did something for your grandson.
Yes, and I really believe it did something in a positive way for her as well. Because the way it affected her, she was very nice after that.
Wow. Wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was
Oh wow.
it was crazy the way it works.
You know, I this so it's the second time I've heard this, and
Uh,
it's still
yeah,
grabbing me, Alicia, because there's a I'm too many times I react and I don't respond. How many times have I thought, God saying, John, take a breath? There's a better way to
And that's what my
respond to that.
grandson actually says. Mama, take a deep breath.
Ah!
Take a deep breath.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah,
wow.
so it's funny you say that. But yeah, you know, I tried explaining to her what's important to my grandchildren
Yeah.
is even more important to me.
What's important?
And
What's important?
at that time, it was that tub, the beach.
Yeah.
That's what was important because I made him that promise.
That's true.
And then it makes me sit back and think, okay, so then just how important is the little things to us, to God, because we're His. So, it may not be something to somebody else, but to us, whatever that need or want, it's big to us. So God, it's got to be big to God. He's our Father.
So this is so good. And maybe I'm trying to ask this question to get a certain response. I don't know.
Uh,
But what should be important to you and I as children of God?
well, we need to represent Him
Ah,
in a good way,
represent
God.
in a good way.
And I was not representing Him very well whenever I lost it.
And how many times, I'm so glad God's loving and forgives us.
Yes.
I really am, because how many times have I not represented God to give Him glory?
Exactly.
And
I do
He
it
forgives us.
daily,
Oh,
daily, in some form or
and He
fashion.
still loves us. He still has a place for us. He still has a lesson for us. And guys, I hope you got a lesson from this too. All right. I want to thank you guys for watching.
Chaplain Chat.
Thank you for being on Chaplain Chat.